All right. Igoma, thank you very much. Thank you for keeping us busy with those great tunes. All right, good morning, Tech Adas. I'm super excited to be here among the first daughters of tech. I just love that tag, Tech Adas. All right, can you guys hear me? Can I get some sort of response? All right, beautiful. Thank you, Anita.
Yeah, we can
All
hear
right,
you.
all right. Okay, my name is Joshua Igono. I'm an in-house product designer with on the Tech Ada project. So for today, I will be the host. All right, I will be the host for today, and believe me, trust me, we've got great content for you guys today. Super great content. So let me just run you guys through what we'll be doing today. So today, uh, we're going to be having the privilege to be hearing from our own very own Ihoma. Ihoma is our IT support, and then she would be speaking to us today. She'll be telling us on safety practices as regards email and Discord. And I think she's one of the best persons to actually share thoughts on this particular subject matter because she's doing pretty well. Like it's our area of specialty. So you just get your writing materials because and be open-minded as well. Well, in case you're like me, you're in your 9 to 5 office space, just don't worry, just listen open-heartedly. This call is being recorded, so you can go back also again to recap. And then after Ioma, we are going to be having our dev lead, our in-house dev lead. His name is Max, and Max will be taking us on precautions against phishing attacks, malwares, and viruses. So he's going to be giving us all of the safety tips to keep our project, our computers, and all of those things safe from viruses attack and the likes of them. And then after that, we'd also be having the 001, the Oga Pata 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 Pata. Okay, no, she's not the Oga Pata Pata. We have a general manager. All right, we'll be having our product manager, Sophia. Sophia will also be coming up to share more resources. And then just before we call it a day, we are going to be giving room for question and answers. I'm sure you guys are super excited because the value that we are going to share today is something that you might not be able to find anywhere else. So, okay, so I think Ioma is going to come up in 5 minutes' time so that we can give luxury to those who are not yet on the call. So if you can, you could just send a reminder, send a DM to other persons that you know should be on this call, right? So they can join in just before Ioma starts because I don't think this is one of those type of lectures that you want to miss. All right, so I'm super excited. So, but just before Ioma comes up, okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I missed something out. I missed something out. Just give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. Ioma, please help us with another song. Let me confirm something, please. Did you get that?
I'm calling DJ Homer on the wheel. Let me
Yeah.
let me no problem. Dude. I'm coming.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Oma, for thank you so much for keeping it locked down. TJE Homa. All right. Okay, Chuku, you can't hear me well. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me? All right.
Yes, yes.
All right. All right. Thank you. All right. Ioma, just kindly check your Slack DM. All right. Thank you. Okay, guys. So just before Ioma comes up with what she has to do today, let's just quickly do a recap from yesterday's office. Okay. So who can just one person, I guess, just one person, just in say 1 minute, just do a recap of what went down here yesterday. Just one person. You could unmute your mic. Let's go. You never can tell. You could just win yourself something big. Just never can tell. Who is going? Take others. Come on. So nobody was on.
Hello,
All
good
right.
morning.
All right.
All right, yesterday like we're taught how to access Miro and Fig Jam. Just the basic tools you need to know.
All right. Beautiful. So Peace, did you get to practice? Did you get to try something out with those tools?
Oh yeah, we've been playing around everything here.
All right. And I'm sure you guys have seen the tax that is accompanying with that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Peace. So please, okay, how do we do this? How do we do this? How do we do this? So Peace, you just won yourself 1,000 naira recharge card. So I don't know how we are going to do that. How do I send that code? Yoma, please, how do you guys send gifts like this to people?
Don't worry. Later, she should message you on Discord, and you send it across to her.
All right, beautiful. So, please, my name on Discord everywhere is Joshua Ikon. All right. So, Ioma, our IT support, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, she is ready, I am ready, and I am sure you are ready. The floor is yours. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Once again, my name is Ihoma Favor Aparu, and I am your IT support person. This morning, I and Mas will be talking about. Oh, we're both favors. I am Mas Favor. Will be talking about the internet safe practices, because in as much as we are techies, I think we shouldn't also be vulnerable to internet attacks. So that's why we've taken time off. Most of you, I think this is like the first time you're using Discord and all that, the challenges you face with all of this communication tools. So we'll be teaching you how to practice safe safe communication, so you don't become a victim to internet fraudsters. Let me share my screen so you can. Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is good morning, everyone. Once again, so we'll be talking about internet safe practices. This talk is between I and Mas, the favors in the house. So, what's internet safe practice? Internet safety is the activity of adhering to practical standards I know there's going to be a time to ask questions. So if there are things, and after this time, to send out the slides to everybody on Discord so that you have it handy. So I go again. Internet safety is the activity of adhering to practical standards, comprehending contemporary technology, and safeguarding your digital gadgets so you may protect yourself from the malicious aspects of the online world. You need a solid understanding of the internet. Yesterday, I remember when in one of the Kahoot game, Sophia asked about www and FOSS. You know, some persons, I couldn't believe that somebody actually failed that question and all of that. So you need a solid understanding of the internet. It's not just like you send to Google and all that. Internet is more than that. Its content, its functions, and uses in order to practice safety, internet safety. Additionally, it also places a strong emphasis on comprehending less well-known aspects of the web, such as programming, web page interactions, and secure connections. So there are things you might not understand, but I'll explain and then you can ask questions later. How then do you make these safe choices? This is a question to every one of us. I remember one certain time, I think in 2019, I was in my uncle's office and I had to do something like on his domain. And while I was on his GoDaddy dashboard, I don't know what happened. Maybe I saved a password on my HP. Then he just screamed and said, "Why do you have to do that? Do you want to do?" You know, like at the end of the day, I think we lost that domain name because of that singular act, wrong choice I made that day. And he was so mad, but I just thank God that I'm actually a relative. So even though he was mad, he was able to calm down later, and I apologize. These are some of the small mistakes we made, and how can those things be avoided? Because you're actually getting into the tech world. Okay, you're already in the tech world, and the difference between you and the layman out there is how you protect your data. Some of us do not know how important it is, but it's really important. So how do you make most of these safe choices? One, by verifying someone's identity. Now, when you send out messages to people, if you don't know, so how do you verify people's identity? Somebody sends you a message and say, "Oh, you are invited for an interview to so thing. Click this link to do this," and without verifying that person's identity. You know, like there are a lot of social media tools you can use to verify people's identity. If I get mails like that, first things I do is just, if you write your name, because I look for a way to always make sure, I go straight to LinkedIn to go and check that person out to be sure that it's not a bot that is sending me this kind of message to steal my information. Or I go to Twitter, since those are like the social media platforms that I use. So if you're not there and I cannot find you on Google, like maybe something, because because of our social medias, they're in sync with our Google accounts, that if you put in your name, as long as you have a social media account, it shows you in that social media platform. I cannot find anything definite about this person and whatever they say they do. You just ignore. That's how you verify someone's identity. Then verifying if a link is safe. Now there are a lot of links that we can use to check if links are safe. There's one I would have just checked in right now, but because of time, like I think the MTN link, if you use MTN routers and MiFi, you find out that when you are clicking on the link, it first of all pops up this message that the link is not safe. Now, the reason why they have that link is not safe because that link starts with a HTTP and not HTTPS. Now, the S in those HTTP, when you go back home and or right now on your systems, just try to be sure of this thing I'm saying. If you have a link that has HTTPS, it indicates that it's secured. It has the secure socket layers, which is essentially an external extra layer for security. But once it's just the HTTP, they would always ask you, continue to this site. Like, are you really certain that this site is not going to store your information and then use it against you later? So it's left to you to decide if, okay, I want to continue, I want to put my head and die here, or I do not want to continue. So always be sure that whatever that the link you're putting in is safe. Now there is another way where you can even still see the same link that has HTTPS and you get into an unsafe domain. There are some people, facebook.com. Now somebody might wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to buy the same domain but not facebook.com, then buy face-book.org. Now you wouldn't know because you're kind of used to the facebook.com and all of that. You just go to the browser because you want to check out something immediately, and you don't know that you're putting out your information in a wrong domain because it has almost maybe like the same color. There is, when people sit out to say they want to scam people, there is nothing they don't put into consideration to make sure that you become a prey. So that's why we have to be careful about the things we do, the links we use. Verify those links before you use them. Then identify online scam. Still in 2019, let me use this instance. A friend of mine who was taking cybersecurity class, I think there and then while he was taking the class, he was doing something on Kali. Kali is an operating system. It's like an open source operating system, one of these Linux operating system. He did something like sent me a mail from Access Bank. We were just all together. But then he cloned Access Bank mail and sent to me like with money that he had done transfer to my account, and then I should click this link. Now on a normal day, if I didn't know him, I could just click that. Oh, somebody has sent me money, like it came with the same Access Bank something. Oh, somebody has sent me money, and then you click on that link because maybe you want to verify, and you're not expecting money from anybody. Nobody sending you. You've not called to confirm if anybody is going to send you money, and then you click on that link, and then you're on your own. You might just fall prey into this they'll call Yahoo people, and then you become a victim of circumstances. So always try to identify online scam. Also protect your privacy. Passwords are important. Don't just say, oh, because I know this person. You can never really truly know anybody enough. So please try to always protect your privacy. Identify cyberbullying. People say freedom of speech, but see what happened during NSAS. After NSAS, what happened? They shut us up because we're always using Twitter to tweet things that we feel that, okay, it's free to say things. But that period, Buhari showed us that really speech is not free. He shut us up and made us go through a lot of hitches to get to state our opinions and all that. And the reason they gave that time was because information dissemination, that people were cyberbullying people. I don't know how people wake up in the morning and just become very venomous and try to always make others feel less of themselves. If you're going through a phase like a cycle, you shouldn't take it out there. Do not identify. I don't think that there's anyone amongst us in this other program that is a cyber bully. But if you have been doing that in the place of catching crews and all that, you don't know if the person you're doing that to has the capacity to withhold whatever you're doing. Let's try to be human, empathic, and kind towards others. Then using ad blockers. There are some sites for most of us that used to steal movies. Let me use that. Like maybe you go to fzmovies.com. Before you get one episode of the movie, you would have gotten like 1,000 ads, especially Bet Niger ads, isbet.com ads. Like I'm saying, because I'm saying it from experiences. And then you don't have ad blockers to block most of these ads that are irrelevant. Who knows, maybe where you're trying to download the movie and the movie is so interesting, like you just need the fake, even if it's just the fake one. So when GOT was like in section, everybody wanted to watch the next one the next day. You don't care where you're putting out your information, and you just, so always use ad blockers. It can help you limit the ads that come in. They help you block the ad. Then also using virtual personal network, which is the VPN. Remember, a VPN establishes a secure connection between someone's device and a proxy location. They are during the NSAS. In the morning I could be in Germany, in the afternoon I'm in UK, at night I'm in Canada. Like I was just traveling around, and I'm here in Nigeria. Like I was in Port Harcourt that time. I'm just there chilling. Meanwhile, I was every other, like I was in Port Harcourt, but then I was, my phones were going to different places, but there is no place like home. Sincerely, during that period, I noticed that I didn't like any other part of Twitter if it is not in Nigeria today, because how do I relate with their gist and jabs? There was nothing interesting about that. If I go to Germany, I'm seeing boring people. When I go to UK, I'm seeing, so that's another way that you can also use to make safe choices. Like you don't want people to know where you are. Maybe you're trying to like feel out something that you don't want people. Tech people are very good in doing that thing. Like you are here in Nigeria, me and you are together in the same room. You have left me, you're already in Australia. Guy, how did you get there? So that's one of the things you can also use. It creates this digital shell that protects connection. Maybe you're trying to bypass a connection and all of that. So you could also use VPN. But please, if you're understanding me and if you feel like, okay, I'm making sense, please just let me know, like give me ginger. But in case you feel like, okay, I'm not still making sense, it still does not matter. Just still leave it at that. So what are some of the safety internet practices on Discord? Discord is one place that I know that somebody saw my phone the other day and said, do you do crypto trading? This one, you're always on Discord and all that. I said, no. I don't do crypto trading. But crypto traders, which has lot of what do I say? Like they have a lot of leakages on how to always bring people in and then steal from you and all of that. They use mostly Discord. Please, on Discord, do not. I'm going to say this and say this and say this again. If I don't know you and you send me message from anywhere on Discord, immediately, I don't even wait to. If even though I know you, like me and you do not have that kind of relationship where we should chat, don't send me connections on Discord because I don't know what you're capable of doing. Do not just accept people because you feel like, okay, they sent you. That's not Facebook. If you want a lot of friends, go to Facebook. If you want a lot of friends, go to Twitter. If you want a lot of friends, go to LinkedIn. Those are places you should be building friendship, not on Discord where like you're trying to like have a safe haven. Don't just go about accepting people. And also choose secure password. Some of us, we just go and put 0000000. What is 000? Do you know how many others that use 000? Use password that comprises of maybe uppercase, lowercase, alphanumeric keys, symbols and all that. You could use ampersand, you could use @ you could use the hash key, any of those keys that you feel like, okay, if I do this, I'll remember it. Oh, you write it, then that's why we have and mobile phones. Like you could just save them on your notes if there are passwords that you feel like, okay, this is really, really important to me. Save it up somewhere. You can always sync this data later when you, even though you lose your phone and all of that. Then two-factor authentication. Please, for every one of you on Discord right now, immediately we finish this office hour, go and make your Discord like authenticate it. Let it have the two-factor authentication. If you're trying to log into another phone, get an authentication that says, okay, this is really you. Do not do that if you have not done that. You can also use Google Authenticator, OT, or other authenticator apps on a mobile device in order to authorize access to your account. Now, set your privacy and safety settings. Make sure that before people access you, like they don't just go about, if it's on WhatsApp, I do like, okay, don't add me to any group. Maybe that's I even hate that app called WhatsApp. Don't add me to any group. I don't use that app. Like I feel like, okay, it's the worst place for you to be because everybody is just looking at you. So don't, make sure that your privacy settings is kind of personal to you, except you're not willing to practice like a safety. You don't want to have a safety internet practices on Discord. Remember that we're building a community. So one place that we're always going to refer to is going to be like the Discord server. And we don't want you to be a victim of circumstances because you're here due to that project. That's why you got hacked or something happened. So please, that's what we're taking time to take through this section. Block other users. Like I said, if they are not important, please block them. Don't worry, they will just get angry. It's temporary. It's the slay that is internal. Though every other thing is temporary. At this point, they will get angry, but then it doesn't really matter. There are other ways you can communicate with them. I'm telling you, because you need to streamline your means of chatting and all that. If Discord is just for you to concentrate on that program, leave it at that. Then there are other Discord servers that like work with Leon, for those that maybe will go into development and all that. Those are like some of the channels you could stay with. And for those that will be doing data analysis and all that, you can go to Tech FQ. He does a lot of SQL trainings and all that, and he's really like, he's so good with SQL. I think I learned most of my SQL trade from that guy because he's really, really good, and then he takes a lot of classes free of charge. Then follow safe accounts practices.
Hello, sorry, Favor. Sorry, I want to interrupt you for like a minute. Sorry, some people are trying to join the meeting, and
Okay.
I think no one is letting them in.
Oh, sorry. Let
Yeah.
me. Sorry about that. Oh, 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 sorry about that. Um, Okay, so be wary of suspicious links and file. I've said that. Don't click on links that looks suspicious or appear to be shortened or altered. Discord will always, there are times that you want to leave like a particular place, there is always going to be a notification. Discord will inform you. Don't download files or applications from users you don't know or trust. You know how we want to always download something like, I know how to get it shorter. That's the Nigerian mentality. Please don't be like that. Don't open a file that your browser or computer has flagged as potentially malicious one without knowing it's safe. Never give away your account information. Do not do that. Don't give away your Discord account login or password information to anyone. Don't report accounts who claim to be Discord staff or who ask you for account information. And let me let some persons in. Okay. And okay, so that's all I need to say. So Mass is going to take the next section. He's going to take the email safe practices and malware, and then I'll finish up with the phishing attacks. Just keep your questions and we'll take it at the end of the class.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Max, and thank you so much, Ihoma, for that enlightening discussion. Yeah. So I'm just going to share my screen so that you'll all see. Ihoma, please, could you stop
Sorry,
sharing?
I want to stop.
All right. Okay. So in the world of email messaging, there's a lot of things that have been happening. Okay, the email is relatively new, if I would say that. It just started, say, 20 to 25 years ago, and then a lot of persons have started using it. Okay, but then a lot of fraudsters also have found out ways to use your email against you. All right, so I will just be talking about a few of those ways, and then how to avoid being being vulnerable to attacks from those guys. All right. So for your emails, create strong passwords. Okay. Now there is this general convention that stronger passwords means that you should make it complex. You get that you should use thousands of this thing, numbers and letters together, symbols and all of those things. It is not exactly. It is not exactly right. Okay, because when you use symbols and all those numbers and all that stuff in your password, it's not like it's not strong. See the problem, you will not remember those passwords, and then if you copy that password and you save it on a file on your system, anyone that has access to your system can find that file and log into your email. Or you could write it on a post-it note and you keep it maybe somewhere on your desk, in your notebook or something. But then the problem is that you are already vulnerable. So instead of doing something like that, you could put a mixture of numbers and letters that can be pronounced. So that when you can pronounce it, you know, oh, my email password is this, or my email password is that. And then don't share those passwords across different sites. A lot of us, we use the same password for your email. It's the same one you use on your phone. It's the same one you use on Instagram. It's the same one that you use on uh, on LinkedIn. It's the same one you use on Facebook. Now, if someone has access to your email, the person could try to use the exact same password on every other account that you own. And then in the event that that same password is what is working for every other account that you own, the person has access to every other account that you own. So use one password for one site. Now, Ihoma has already mentioned this one. Use multi-factor authentication. Now, multi-factor authentication means two levels or more of security. For example, GitHub of today does not allow you to just log in into your GitHub without a second layer of authentication. All right. For me to log into my GitHub account, it always asks me, okay, either you put your password or you use a security key or we send you a text message. All right. Now, all of these things are just ways to make sure that, oh, if someone gets access to my password, the person still needs for me to allow the person to log in yet on another device before the person can log in. For example, there are some accounts that we use here at the office. We have two layers of security for it. Anybody that wants to log in, another person has to allow the person to log in. Okay, say our email accounts. So these are just ways that we can use to prevent hacking of an email account. And then now, if Homer has already mentioned phishing, phishing is uh, a sort of attack that it looks harmless on the surface. Okay, just like the example that she mentioned of someone sending an Access Bank email, and then if she did not know the person or she didn't see that it was a demo, she might have clicked on it. Now, be very careful with emails that come in. Don't just go and open every email that comes in. You have to verify. Okay. One way that you can verify is when you see those links, don't click on them. You can hover on those links. If you hover on a link with your mouse, it is going to show you the real link there. Because some of them, they're going to write something like, say, Access Bank or GT Bank, or they'll tell you MTN. But then when you hover over it, you'll see the link. All right. There was a time that GT Bank sent out emails to tell everyone that people should be careful that scammers were using their name to send emails. And then there was a way that they wrote it to differentiate and to show that, oh, this one is from GT Bank or this one is not from GT Bank. So those are just an example of ways that phishing attacks could come in. All right. So when you see links on your email, if you don't trust those links, don't open. There is no sentiment here. Don't open it. And then also email attachments. There is this thing Google started with your Gmail account. When someone is sending you a PDF file or a document, usually what Google does is it scans these files. When it makes sure that there are no viruses on the files, then they can be sent. But then there are some files that the viruses in them do not appear on regular scans. So if those viruses don't appear on regular scans and you open them on your PC, there's going to be trouble. So any attachment that you don't trust from anyone at all, don't download, don't click on it, because all of these things could lodge viruses on your system, and viruses are difficult to get out of your PC. Okay, I've talked about links, and then Ihoma also talked about this. Avoid public Wi-Fi. I know in Nigeria we love free things. When I mean avoid public Wi-Fi, I mean don't open your emails on public Wi-Fi, because one thing with public Wi-Fi is uh, if you connect to the network and another person connects to the network, that person can see your device. And if you don't have proper passwords set up or security set up on your device, the person can enter your PC or your phone and take anything they want to take or plant anything that they want to plant. I know this sounds somehow amusing to some persons that this could happen, but yes, I've seen it happen, and it was not funny. Okay, so make sure that you do not open your email on public Wi-Fi's. Right. Now, another form of attack is malware. Now, malware is a broad class that covers viruses, worms, Trojan viruses, spyware, adware, and ransomware. An example of the ransomware is a file that maybe you made a download
I'm seeing
you made
you.
a download from somewhere. You wanted to download a song,
My hair is
and
not a drum. My
um,
hair is not a drum.
Charity, turn off your mic, please. All right, you made a download from the internet. Maybe you wanted to download a song, and you went to somewhere like the netniger.net, and then you downloaded the song. And when you clicked on it, instead of the file opening, it's as if nothing happened. Now, that sort of situation is one of two things. It's either you just downloaded a virus and it has gone into your system, or you downloaded a ransomware. Now, what ransomware does is that it's going to lock down your laptop or your phone such that you're going to see a message with the ransomware that for you to unlock your files, you should pay so and so amount to so and so person. Now, in situations like that, there is no guarantee that if you pay the money, that your files will come back to you. So the best thing to do is not to make those downloads at all. Okay. Make sure that you only, if you're going to make downloads, download from safe sites. And now Informa has talked about sites that are safe, sites that have HTTPS. Okay. And also you can add um, antivirus add-ons, okay, to your browsers on your laptops. Laptops especially allow you to do this. Now, what those antiviruses do is that when you want to click on any site, even if it has HTTPS, but then the site is a malicious site, the antivirus will not allow you to open the site. Okay, on my PC, I have like um, three things that do that for me. The site will not open at all. Like there will be no link for me to click on it to open at all. Okay, so you could add those things to make sure that viruses, worms, and all forms of malware don't make it onto your system. Now, how do you keep your system safe? Use an anti-malware app. Now, the antivirus that you have on your PC, okay, is one app that can help you do this. Keep that antivirus updated. Keep the antivirus updated. There is a reason why there are always updates to antiviruses. There is a reason. So whenever you notice that, oh, the antivirus has been telling you update virus definitions, because some persons they don't update virus definitions. You think, oh, I have only 1 gig of data, and this thing is going to be 500 MB. It's going to take like 500 MB from me. Don't look at the cost. Would you rather lose your entire files than spend 500 MB to just update the antivirus? Okay, so it's best that when you have an antivirus on your system, update it, keep it updated every single time that you connect to the internet and it tells you, oh, virus definitions can be updated, update it. Now, use a pop-up blocker with your browser. um this is the point where I would say a lot of browsers come with this equipped. Some other browsers you have to add them. Google Chrome does not come with it like that. You have to install it as a third-party application. All right, but then there are other browsers that you can try. Okay, um Opera GX comes with ad blockers. Brave browser comes with ad blockers. For me now, Brave browser is like the best browser that I've seen out there. It blocks every single ad, pop-ups, redirections, every single ad. It blocks every single one of them. So you could try that. Okay, just all of these are just steps to take to prevent malware from coming into your system. Okay, and then keep your PC updated. A lot of us are running Windows, some of us are running Mac. Okay, even on your phones too. Whenever, if you're using an Android phone and then you see a notification that an update is available, don't think about the size of the update. Download and install it. There is a reason why those updates are being made. Okay, now when an operating system is rolled out, an operating system is what your phone or PC or MacBook runs on. When an operating system is rolled out, there could be some sort of security holes that are there that hackers can exploit. But then when the administrator, when the people that roll out this software notice these things, they apply updates and patches to this software. So when they do that, they release them as updates. So whenever Windows tells you update, update. Whenever your Mac tells you there is an update available, update. Whenever your iPhone says iOS this is available, update. Whenever your Android tells you this Android version is available, update. Don't be thinking of the data costs, because all these updates that you make, they prevent future embarrassment. Now, I've seen some questions that some persons have been asking about antivirus software. For antiviruses, there are serious ones. In Nigeria, we love free things. But then if you're going to use a serious antivirus, you will have to pay for it. But then lucky for us, there are some companies that provide you with basic security when it comes to free antivirus software. One such company is Avast. Okay. And if you're going to download the browser, sorry, the antivirus, make sure you download it from the Avast website, not a third-party website. Windows Defender also is a basic antivirus. Okay, it does the job, but then keep it updated. A lot of persons don't like Windows and Defender because it sometimes deletes some files. So there's a little configuration that you have to do just to make it work fine. Yeah? But then always keep it updated. That's very, very important. All right. So in summary, change your passwords regularly. Okay. Complex passwords don't always mean that the password is secure. Then only open emails that you trust. Scan your PC with your antivirus regularly. A lot of persons, when you see these messages, you ignore those messages. Don't ignore. Set the scans to be periodic. Set the scans to be periodic, because very, very importantly, you could copy something on your USB or download a file that is a potential virus. Your antivirus will help you to flag and prevent these files from opening on your system. Then keep your system updated. Very, very important. Very, very important. Keep your system updated. Use multiple security layers. And then finally, do not share your password, for the love of God. Even if the person is your friend, even if the person is your brother, even if the person is someone you like very much, do not share your password. Very, very important. Do not share your passwords to any account that you own. All right. So I'm going to hand over to Ihoma to finish up. Thank you very much, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hope you've
Thank you,
had an
Tiffany.
amazing time with us this morning. So, just to conclude before we ask what is phishing, because we do not know. Um, sorry. So, I'm just going to end with phishing so that we know what phishing is and then go about our day feeling fly, because we cannot differentiate between a suspicious attack and attacks that are not suspicious. Hang on, let me let some persons into the call. So to end, before we end this section and take questions, for phishing attacks, precautions against phishing attacks, I think I said virtually all of it. One of the most prevalent security issues that people and businesses confront in protecting their data is phishing attacks. Hackers use email. I think this week, in as much as I have deactivated my Facebook account like for the longest time, this week I had a phishing attack. And that's someone trying to log into their account wherever they are trying to do that from. but I got a notification that made me know that okay, somebody's trying to play a fast one on me, and I just blocked that. So hackers use email, social media. You know how some of us will lose our phone, and whenever we see our friends, because we want to go to Instagram to hear the latest Gbogboro like from Insta blog, we just log in. Phone calls. I tell people it's difficult for you to see me make calls with someone's phone. Like no, no, no. If my phone is there, let it die there. Except it's like a life threatening situation, because people can be very funny, and any other means of contact they can use to store still sensitive data, including credit card. Like your actually in Nigeria we don't use credit card. I think the only bank that tried to do the credit card something was like the former Diamond Bank, but it didn't succeed, and we all use debit cards in Nigeria, including credit cards, numbers, password, and every other private information. Naturally, businesses make themselves an easy target. You see some business owners, they don't care, all they want to do is just wherever they see, they just log in something and that's it. So you make yourself a victim of such. There are various phishing techniques used by attackers, and one of them is embedding a link in an email that sends you to an insecure password. I don't know, maybe some of you get that this thing, that there are some messages that you get that okay, that Amazon is doing one thing, click here to earn $50 monthly. If they are earning $50 weekly, sorry, per hour, if they are earning $50, why didn't they send it to their family members? Why do they want to rope you in? Like, do you really think that Nigerians that we know, me and you Nigerian that we know, that they will find jobs that will pay $50 hourly? We will not tell all of our village people first before we tell others. So it doesn't make sense. Let's try to make sure that when we see such things that we avoid them. Installing a Trojan through a malicious email attachment or ad that will enable hacker. You know, like Mark said, trying to overget free things. Even in free time, nothing is free. They will say salvation is free, but Bible is expensive. It's only Gideon's Bible that used to be free those days. I don't even see them anymore. So please don't go and install Trojans that through a malicious email attachment and all of that. Then changing the sender address in an email to make it appear like a trustworthy source. Remember the Access Bank mail I told you that my friend who was doing cybersecurity did? People are phony. Like, you sit down and you ask yourself, so how do people sit and try to think out ways to defraud others? If I can actually sit and think of ways to defraud others, why don't I think of ways to actually make legit money? Because nothing is as sweet as making legit money. You sleep with your two eyes closed, even though we know that Nigeria is kind of insecure in a way. So please, let's try to make sure that when things come our way, we verify it before clicking. The reason we're saying this, the reason we're setting out this grant is because we don't want you to be victims of circumstances. I saw someone write the experience they had to go through on the chat on this call. Nobody wants you to go through that. It's painful when you lose all of your data. Like, it's really, really painful. You know how you feel when somebody takes your phone from you? That's the same way that our data should be handled, like with so much pride and all that. Because when people take things from you, like steal your data, maybe make you lose all of your data and you don't have a backup anywhere, steal from you, it's quite a painful experience, because you have to now start over again. Yes, you can say you start over, but the time you'd have used to do other things, you are starting afresh again. Let's not be victim of such. So that's why we took our time today too. And then calling a recognized firm vendor or IT department and pretending to be someone else. People can do every single thing. Like, they can go extra mile to make sure that they do things that you don't believe that people would do. So you can always confirm. If somebody says, okay, I'm calling you from MTN because you had one so thing. A few years ago, my older brother, I remember that time MTN was still like a hot thing. They called him to say he has one so thing, and he should send an account number. My brother didn't have an account number then. He was waiting for my dad to come back from work. And then when my dad came back from work, he just excitedly went to meet my dad and say, oh, Daddy, please, can you send me your account number? Let me send to somebody. My father said, oh, I struggled to work all my years for you to be stupid and send my account number to somebody. It was funny. My brother squeezed his face the entire day, but Now, realizing that my father had just saved us of that situation where they would have maybe, sent us back to the trenches, and then would have been sipping, we would not even find Gary to sip, because they would have cleared everything from my father's account, and who knows, you wouldn't have met me today. So if my dad didn't know, like, I think as after a period of time where my brother was still, agitated and all, that my dad had to reach out to MTN and then ask them, and they said nothing like that. They were scammers trying to defraud people and all that. So you can as well do that, taking all of these little precautions, because it might not be for you, like, you're really educated to do stuff. But what about your loved ones? What of your mom in the village? What of your dad in the village? What of your uncles in the village? As I always tell my mother, I say, if anybody sends you anything, don't send that. Let me know first of all, because even though it doesn't happen to you because you feel like, okay, you're exposed, but what of your loved ones? Everybody does not have the level of education that we have. Everybody isn't as inclined as we are in this world today. So we need to make sure that we protect everyone around us, starting from us first of all. These are some of the resources we used to. Mass also has its own resources that we used to make this workshop like an interactive one. So, like I said, we'll send out this slide to you. Like, if you want to go through, to read through, for you to have an overview of what was said again, like to know what to do at every point in time, because you know how the homework comes after every section. Homework will be sent out, so you know how to go about sorting yourself out. It's been an amazing season and time with you guys today. Thank you so much for giving us the audience from the two favors. Like from the two favors in there, that's crew, Matt's favor and favor Homer. So if you have any questions, please just drop it. Let us answer it. Tell us, ask us, and we'll do it to answer within the things we know, and help you and guide you to practice safety internet practices. So thank you so much for coming to this office hour this morning. The floor is all yours.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Leoma. That was like I was just trying to try out some of the things that you guys are teaching. That's Max. Nice one. But Max, a quick question, right? So, can I share my password with, like, say, my partner or something? Is it also something I should not do?
Okay, the lines are blurred when it comes to that. What you should do, if you set up two-factor authentication and your partner wants to log in, at the end of the day, you will still have to give them access, even if you give them your email, your password, you get. But then in the end, it's up to you. You get, the security is in your hands. So if you trust them enough, you can do that. But then remember, if anything happens, you will still bear the risk.
All right, all right, all right. Take Adaz, what's up? Hope you guys you've gotten lots of value from what they've taught today. So, Ioma is going to be sharing the link to their presentation. So I'm very sure that I could see lots of okay. Okay, Ihoma just sent attendance link in the chat channel, please, so you can actually fill it up. Okay, I know a lot of us have questions, so I don't know. Is Sophia on this call?
I'm
Ihoma,
not
please,
sure.
can you? Ma?
No, she didn't. I'm not sure. She's
Okay.
not.
All right. So since Sophia is not on this call, and thank you for the clarity. I was calling it fishing, so it's actually fishing. Okay, we learn every day fishing. All right. So I think for the next say 5 minutes, we're just going to take one or two questions. Um, Ioma, can you take questions?
Fine, I'll take some questions. So the floor is open. If you want to also ask, you can unmute. But this last question on the chat, let me just take. Someone says, please, Massey said that using public Wi-Fi is not good in accessing your email. So does it mean the hub Wi-Fi is not safe? If you know, you shouldn't be asking this now. Like, okay, you can use the hub Wi-Fi, but at your own risk. You remember one said this thing is like telling me, okay, should I go? And I'm saying I don't want you to go, but if you want to, continue, keep going, keep moving, no stopping. If you say you want to use the hub's Wi-Fi, that's up to, it's totally up to you. But remember that every other person who's logged onto that has access to whatever you are doing. So if you want to, you can just recharge 500. I think the internet right now, so MTN does like 200, 500. You can recharge 500 to get like 1 gig or so. So it's better to be safe than to take chances. But if you want to use the hub Wi-Fi, it's also totally up to you. That's fine.
All right, cool stuff, cool stuff. Okay, Max, can we take one more question? Okay, let's take a question from like somebody. Let somebody unmute, just one person. Unmute and ask your question. Don't drop it in the chat. Just unmute and ask your
All
question.
right.
All right, Dorcas, you can go ahead.
I I have a question, Max. Thank you so much for exposing us to this today. I don't know if it's possible if we can get the list of all the browsers and antivirus that you talked about. Probably we can go and get it ourselves.
Okay, so I will just put a sort of list for you in the chat. Okay, I'll find the links,
Um,
the verified links to their websites, so you can go there and download it.
Okay,
Thank you so
Max,
much.
I think it would be cool, like you do it somewhere in Discord, because if you do it in the chat after this call, it's gone. So I don't know if you could drop whatever resources you want to in the Discord channel. I think that would be
Okay.
All
better,
right, all
To
right,
right?
also
all
add
right.
to that, I think Mass will just to add to that, Mass will just add it to the resources on the slide so that anybody that gets the slide, like you can just download, and at the end of it where you see resources, you can go through the links. That's actually better for everybody.
All right, all right, all right. That's perfect. So we are a very time conscious people, tech adults. This is 11:55, and we are sure that you've learned a lot today. It's not just about learning; it's about implementing, practice. Try these things out. Let it become. Ioma, you could stop sharing your screen, I guess. Yeah, thank you. All right, so please, you know what we do, tech adults, go on Twitter, uh, make some noise, share with other people what you're learning so far, just spread the word, let people know what value you're learning from, being part of the Adapt project. All right, and keep your eyes fixated to the Discord channel. More informations are coming your way. Uh, if there's any other question you would want to ask, I don't know. I think there is a Discord channel that sees to answering of questions, so you could actually direct it there. So let's keep keeping the Discord channel organized and use the right channel. Like I said again, spread the word. Go on Twitter, on your social media handles. Tag Ioma. Ioma, please, can you quickly drop your Twitter, handle, or can you include it in the document yourself and Max? Hello, Ioma.
All right,
No
all right.
problem.
I'll do that.
We'll add
Yes,
it to the
please.
document.
You can also add my own too, all right? Just in case any of them would want to. All right, so thank you guys for staying. Thank you to everyone who came early. To the person, I think, was it Peace? Yes, I think it was Peace. The person who answered the question, kindly send me a DM on Discord. Then so I could send you your airtime. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day and keep being a wonderful tech adder. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thank you.